Welcome everybody to A Kiss for Luck. I'm Steve.
I'm Charisse.
And from Northern California, Mike Crutchfield. How are you, Mike?
Yay!
I'm doing really well, and I want to wish my big brother and my big sister a happy anniversary. I know it's early, but their anniversary is Saturday, so happy anniversary and about 50 more to come.
Thank you,
Excellent.
Mike.
Thank you very much, Mike.
All right.
Yeah, we're on location here in Las Vegas, and we were trying to be on location. We're trying to be on location at a down at one of the sports books, and we weren't able to score that. So the best way to do it is we're just going to do it from this location here with this beautiful painting in the background. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So this will be a broadcast here Thursday evening, and we're going to give out stuff for Friday, aren't we, Mike?
Yes, we are.
And
Yes, we
Saturday,
are.
I'm doing Saturday.
And Charisse is doing Saturday as well, and we could probably talk about some of the big races tomorrow, or rather Saturday as well. So
All right.
here we go, Mike. Start us off, big brother.
Okay, so we're gonna try to give out the whole Keeneland card, right, Steve? You and I?
Yeah, we sure are. We're going to go all the way right
For
through
Friday.
it.
For Friday.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, okay, I'll take the first five, Steve.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so early pick five, and again, these 4.5 furlong races, we already know who's the king of those,
Wesley Ward.
and that is Mr. Wesley Ward. Okay, I
Yep.
mean he dominates these races. We all know it. But the first race, I'm gonna use three horses in there because I saw some things in there that I kind of like. So in the first race, I'm gonna use the number two, JoJo Dude. Has a breezing gate work, bullet work over the surface. And I'm going to use the five Bourbontown as my top selection because I asked the question, why is Luis Saez riding for Ray Hernandez? It just doesn't make any sense. So that horse must have a good story. And of course, I'm going to use the number six, Wagley.
Okay.
2, 5, 6.
Yep, with my top selection being the number five at 6-1.
Okay.
Okay, race number two. It looks like to me a three-horse race. Kenny McPeek. We kind of talked about it. I mean, he waits for this meet, and I'm going to use three horses here. I'm going to use the number five, Miss Call, on the line at 5-2, but I don't think you'll get that. And I'm going to use the number seven, Trapped. I'm going to use that one, just one wire to wire, and stretches a little out now. And I'm going to use the number 11, NZ Holly. And number 11, NZ Holly is going to be my top selection at 12-1.
Yeah, well, that guy, Flavian
Flavian
Pratt.
Pratt.
Yeah.
I love Flavian Pratt. He won 3 today in New York. He's just an incredible rider.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, so we'll go to the race number 3, and this is a turf allowance race, and I'm going to use three horses here. Now, there's a lot of speed in this race, and I'm going to use three horses. I'm going to use the number 8. And I'm going to use the number 5 and the number 3. Now, my top pick is going to be the number 5 at 15-1. I think there's so much speed in this race. I think this horse is going to come motoring home, and you will get nowhere near 15-1. He'll probably be 8 or 9-1.
Yep. All right. Sounds great. So we got the 3, 5, 8 there.
Yes. And in race 4, these tough maiden races, and we got some nice babies in here. And I'm going to use three horses here. I'm going to use the number 8, Lady Diversity, and again that filly, picked up Jose Ortiz for her, his partner Cherie DeVoe. So I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to use the number 9, Phantom Blue, which is a good trainer jockey combination. um, as well. You know, you get Brendan and you get Gaffleon, $1.2 million purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should be dangerous, that horse. And my top selection is going to be the number three. Love the and again, you can see the pattern here. I'm using Pratt a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't
Okay,
blame you. Don't blame
I'm
you.
using him a lot. So he's going to be my top selection. I believe he's going to be on the board at 6-1, but you won't get that. You'll probably get 4-1 on that horse.
Okay. Sounds great. 389.
Yes. And finally, the last leg, I'm gonna use. It's a tough. It's a Lafayette 400K stake race, and I'm gonna use three horses here. I'm gonna use a lot of speed in this race as well. So you'll understand my pick once I do it. But I think I'm gonna use the number four, Trouble Calling. The number three, very good New York bred, Arctic Blast, who basically ran off the screen his last race at Aqueduct, going the same distance. This horse wins by 9. It just crushed, and should be his best race, third off the layoff. So I don't care about it being a New York bred. And then my top pick, again, at 6-1, I'm going to use the number 6, Carson Street.
Yep.
This horse is cutting back, 33% jock trainer combo. And again, that's going to be my top selection. And it's a $108 ticket.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, that Carson Street's really a live horse, I think, in that one. And I love all three of those. Those are the three I'd have picked for sure. I just think the two might be a little suspect. So I like what you're doing there with 3, 4, 6. Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
The horse that, if you want to play a bigger ticket, the horse that scares me is the number 1.
Port, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, obviously they thought well enough to put him in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile back in October.
Yeah.
Didn't do a whole lot there, but again, it's a very nice baby out of Collected. And if you look at the works, holy moly, it's ready to roll. I
Yeah.
gotta believe that March 29th work was a little quick for Eddie Keenely, whoever wrote him in the morning. It's like, hey, wait a minute, we're trying to get him into a race here. We're not running the race in the morning there, big boy. But
Yeah. And that trainer has won with his last 4 first time starters.
awesome.
Eddie, yeah, he's just hot as a pistol right now. So if you have a little extra dough and you want to play a $144 ticket, I would add the 1.
Good deal. Okay, excellent. Well, I would throw it over to Charisse, but what I am going to do is, seeing as we gave you 1 through 5 at Keeneland on Friday, I'm going to give you from race 6 on. I'm going to do the late pick 5, and we are going to let's see here. It starts in race 6. It's a $120,000 allowance race on the turf. And you can also, we'll talk a little bit about the all turf pick 3 here. I did the all turf pick 3 originally in this sequence because but I had a really big ticket because it's a $3 increment. So you can certainly play it, and we'll talk about it a little bit when we're done here. But it's in the 200s as far as the price goes for the pick 3. So I don't want to get too crazy and suggest people do syndicate tickets on here for a pick 3. So I'm going to do the pick 5 instead, and I'm going to spread plenty. In this first race, it's 1.125 on the turf. I'm definitely putting the 1 in there without an Irish bred, getting better every race, Grand Motion. Mr. Velasquez on board. I think that horse is really going to do well here, but I can't single that horse. I really can't. I think it ran pretty well its first race here in North America, lost by a length and a half, and then McDermott. It was 3 lengths back, so it saved ground weakened. I don't like those notes at all. So I've got also put in the 5, House United, Arad Ortiz, David Jacobson, And I'm also going to put in the 8, Mount Horeb, and that's going to be Brendan Walsh and Flavian Pratt.
Mhm.
Yeah, there you go.
We got a lot of Pratt all the time
Yes.
All done.
on Radio Keeneland.
Smart man. Smart man.
Yep.
You can't you gotta watch him down there.
Yeah.
You do. I mean, he's not going to Keeneland for for the seersucker suits. He's going down there to win something. So
Yes.
so race 7, this is the Beaumont. It's a grade 2, 7 furlongs, and I really like the 3, Sneaky Good, Flavian Pratt, Brad Cox, keep getting better every time. It seems that he needs a little boost, this horse. So he's had a Rad, he's had Gallardo, he's had Gaffleon, he had a Rad again. Let's bring in the real pro there. I hate to say it that way, but I think Pratt's better than all those guys, and he's at 9-5. So I've got the 3, and I'm singling him there.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Single.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
That's going to be my single. And the reason I like him too is he's cutting back from a mile and a 16th. I love horses that are cutting back on a 7 furlong race, because they had just experienced a longer race. It was the Honeybee, grade 3, didn't disappoint. Forward Gal, that was 7 furlongs, didn't do too terrible. But I think cutting back immediately from a mile and a 16th to 7 is a good move by Brad Cox. So I'm singling the 3 there.
And who's riding that horse again? Can you just tell me again?
Yeah, I think the name is Pratt. Maybe you heard of him, maybe you haven't. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's about yay high. He speaks with a French accent.
I know that guy.
Yeah. All right. The next race is the 8th, Keeneland, Transylvania. It's a grade 3, mile and a 16th on the turf. I think you can get a price here, and that's what I'm playing for. So we're talking about 3-year-olds in this one. And I've got the 1, Proton. I've got the 2, Vasti, which is an Irish bred, Brendan Walsh. That guy, and with Pratt.
With Pratt.
I tell you what, Pratt, Brendan Walsh. Brendan Walsh loves to win turf races. Flavian Pratt loves to win turf races. If you don't put that one in a 9-2, you're a foolish person.
Yeah.
So I've got the 1, the 2, but I've also got the 7. Remember Mamba, getting better every race. And this is Cherie DeVoe and Mr. Jose Ortiz again, getting better the first 2 races. Wins by 4 lengths, wins by 3 lengths. No reason it can't come back and win again. But I'm also throwing in the 8, Zeppelin, with Irad Ortiz and George Arnold as the trainer. This horse was only 2 lengths behind Vasti and Honey Dutch, which are both in this race. So he's definitely in there. So very, very competitive. So I'm putting the 8 in there. Hopefully we get a price on that one if it happens to hit.
Hey, Steve, I just wanted to tell you something. I saw Cherie on the interview and today at Keeneland, and she said the 7 has never been asked for its best. Okay. I'm just saying, and you got that pick. She said that he's winning by, this colt is winning by open lengths and has never been asked.
Wow.
Win bet.
Yeah. So.
And it certainly has the turf breeding with Kitten's Joy as the sire.
Oh yeah.
So we know most Kitten's Joy prodigy have big old hooves, which translates well to turf. So the 9 race is the Ashland Grade 1, $750,000 race. This is a feeder for the
$750,000 race.
I think I said that. No,
you said 150,000.
Oh, okay. Well, if I did, I meant 750,000.
Wow.
For Phillies 3-year-olds. So we're looking at the 2, Percy's Bar, Luan Machado and Ben Colebrook. I think that horse is very competitive in here. 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly at Del Mar in October. So obviously they like him a whole bunch. The Alcibiades won by 2 lengths. So this horse likes Keeneland, and I also like playing that angle. You got to put in the 3, Zany at 4-5, Pletcher and Irad Ortiz. It's won 3 times by 6 lengths, 8 lengths, 2 lengths. It's just, and it's run at 3 different tracks. So I don't think it'll be scared of going to Keeneland. It travels well, like a good suitcase. So we've got the 2 and the 3 there. I think that'll cover it for that race. In the 10th. We got a maiden special weight, 110K, mile on the turf. I think this one is a little open. So believe it or not, I'm not using Pratt in this one. I am going to use the 1 prize pick with Rosario and Brian Lynch, the 2 heading Velasquez from Grand Motion, the 5 at 10-1 Supercharger and Sri DeVoe and Jose Ortiz. This one on the synthetic came flying at the end, and normally synthetic translates well into turf. First time out at Churchill, it ran even on the turf, which is fine. Ran better on the synthetic, great. I think getting back to turf, I think is going to hit this horse right between the eyes. I've also got the 7 Obolus, and that's Lindsay Schultz and Torres on board. Again, that's going to be right there at the end. The 10 Democracy Defender, Irad Ortiz and Jorge Abreu. And this one keeps improving. You see a second place. I think this one's ready to roll here. And the 12 Epic Horsepower, Luis Saez and Brian Lynch. Throw out its last race at Keeneland, and the other 2 are a second and a third. And oh yeah, by the way, first time Lasix and first time blinkers on.
Yeah.
So and a new jockey. So we're trying a whole bunch of fun things in that, and I think it might stick. So I've got plenty of horses in that last one. I got 6 deep, and I think we might catch a price there. And that's your card at Keeneland. And if you want to do that, as you noticed, obviously I've got 6 horses in that last leg, so that's why the pick 3 is like $268 or something ridiculous, because you can't. It's tough to shape it down, in my opinion, anyway. So we'll see. We'll see what's happening. It's not an earthquake. My Charisse dropped her iPad again, so we're okay. We're doing fine. All right, Charisse and her dropped iPad. What do you got on that iPad? What are you going to bring us home there, dear? Make it.
All right, I'm going to go first, gentlemen, to the Wood Memorial on Saturday at beautiful Aqueduct Racecourse. Okay. As we know, Mr. Pratt will not be there Saturday. He will be still in Keeneland. Okay, this horse is the horse I gave out last Friday for the Arkansas Derby last Saturday, who scratched. Here he is in New York. It is number 7, Albus. Right. And he worked that morning, the 28th, which was Saturday. So they gave him a work at Palmettos. Mm-hmm. And just a breezing 50 flat, no big deal. But they knew they were going to ship the horse to New York. But anyway, Albus, number 7, it's the 12th race in New York, the Grade 2 Wood Memorial. 12-1 morning line. He was 20-1 in Arkansas last weekend. I don't know what it is. I just like this horse. The way he romped for his maiden win. Yes, it was Tampa Bay. I get it. But I just like the horse. Anyway, that's my price pick in the wood. Now, for Saturday, we're going to be at Santa Anita with our friend Ev. Unfortunately, Ev is in Japan having fun, but Pete Perella, Legacy Ranch, invited us to join him and his group. At Front Runner, they have 2 stakes horses in for Saturday, so we will be there. We are leaving Las Vegas early Saturday morning to be there. I'm going to give out the pick 3 starting in race 6 on Saturday. The Santa Anita Oaks, which is a grade 2. It is a prep for the Kentucky Oaks. I am going to use the following horses. Now, this is a $1 pick 3 at Santa Anita. I'm going to use the 1. That is my top pick. Forced entry for Mr. Baffert, Mike Smith. Interesting. JJ is going to where? The 5.
Favorite.
For Michael McCarthy. I will use the 1. I will use the 3, another Baffert horse. I will use the 4 at 30-1 with Doug O'Neill and Jaramillo. I got to throw him in there. The horse, he doesn't look that bad. She doesn't look that bad. And I'm going to use the favorite, the 5. Now, here's my dilemma. You know how I am about Ryan Hansen when Escobedo comes out to ride. Yes. And Los Al is running Saturday night, so he will have time to get back to Los Al. But if you got extra money, put the 2 in there at 20-1. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all -1. So if you
Gotcha.
want to do that, all -2, I'm sorry. Okay, the 7th race.
Hey,
Yeah,
Can I ask you a question?
yeah,
Why do you think JJ ends up on the 5? I mean, he's getting off of a Baffert horse.
I know. You want to know my opinion? You want to know my
Yeah,
opinion?
Sure.
And
yeah,
I don't have any information. All I have is what I've seen. I think Baffert's steering away from JJ a little bit, not only because he's moving to Churchill, but I don't know. I
yeah.
I I think Mikey is looking for a Derby horse. Well, this is a filly. Okay, this will be for the Kentucky Oaks. But I know JJ won with that horse 2 times, and now Mikey
Yeah,
jumps on. That's why that's my
yeah,
top pick. But
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Charisse. I think there's something there, but we're not going to know about it until. But I think, yeah, JJ getting on a Mike McCarthy horse. I haven't heard that McCarthy is going to pull a lot of horses out of California, but that could be one move where the trainer's like, hey, we're only going to have 20% of Baffert's horses here remaining, and McCarthy's going to have like 90% of his horses still here. We gotta try to be a call rider for somebody, or else we're going to be scrambling around. So let's maybe jump on one of the because McCarthy is going to be one of the top trainers out here when Baffert leaves.
Yeah, true.
It'll probably be O'Neill and him. So, so anyway, yeah, there's definitely some shenanigans going on, but I guess we'll never know.
Okay, so going to the 7th race, I'm going to push the all burger. I'm going to push the all button. I'm going to go 10 deep here. It's a maiden special weight on the grass and 6.5 furlongs, not down the hill straight away. But yeah, I'm just going to go all there. And then I'm going to go to the 8th race and I'm going to single our friend's horse, Mohaven, even money. Morning line. I'll tell you, Pete is so thrilled to have Jaramillo on both his horses. You have no idea when we were with him at the Derby at Fairplex, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, he was thrilled. He goes, "Hey, Charisse, your boy's riding both my horses." I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to single her. She looks great. She's training great. And yeah, so that's a $50 ticket, Mike. I mean, that's so out of the box for me.
I'll play that once.
What? No confidence? What?
No,
Well,
I'll play it once.
If you leave off bank shot, it's 40. So, if you want to
no, I'm gonna add the 2 because I'm gonna add the 2 because Charisse mentioned it. So I gotta add it.
I'll tell you, if Bank Shot wins, and then in the 7th race we get anything over 5, 8, 10-1, that thing's gonna pay. Even with Mohaven being 4-5, 3-5, whatever.
Yeah.
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 So anyway, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charisse, the other thing I wanted to ask you is Hermelio, is he leading rider down there
Yes, he
now?
is. Yes, he is.
Unbelievable.
And believe it or not, JJ is a distant second. So he technically has 3 days to sneak up on Jaramillo, but I think Jaramillo's 9 in front as of early today. I don't remember, but yeah, I mean he's amazing. I really like his riding style. He's great on speed horses.
Yep.
And he's a great turf jockey too.
Yeah.
So I think he's found a new home. I really do.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So
we'll see if my husband lets me play that pick 3 on Saturday.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's your anniversary. I would think my big brother's going to give a little bit extra on the ponies on Saturday. So if I know my big brother,
I guess, I suppose.
Yeah, I think, that's a must.
I know, right?
Well, I tell you what, I guess I better now. That's for sure. All right, so hey, let's talk about Santa Anita Derby while we're talking about races. I think this is a very interesting race, the Santa Anita Derby on Saturday. Cherokee Nation for Baffert. Everybody loves, you can look at that and just say, oh, it's a Baffert horse. He won by 10 lengths last time. But, when he ran a grade 3 Bob Lewis, he lost by 6. The Jockey Cup, or Jockey Club, rather, lost by 9. He's got Giroux on board. It's like the 5th jockey that's ridden him. And he's 5-2 morning line. I don't think you can trust that horse. Potente. That is probably the horse that's the buzz horse right now because he looked so good in the San Felipe, coming back and beating Robusta and So Happy at 8-1. And then again, Robusta's in there and again at 8-1. And you've got So Happy is 7-2, and that's Mikey and Glatt. And Mark Glatt is a great trainer. I mean, he can turn things around. And then the 7's got a shot with Mullins and Berrios. I tell you what, I think if I were playing anything around the Santa Anita Derby this Saturday, man, I would spread that race. I really would. I mean, do you have any solid opinions on that one, Mike?
Yeah, I like Glatt's horse. I really do like that horse, and I like Mullins' horse. I think Baffert's going to get beat on in this race. And I think it'll be either Glatt's horse or Mullins' horse. Mullins, that horse is that's a nice colt he has there, and he needed that last race. So those are the two that I'm going to put on my ticket. But I also, Mr. Baffert, Poente, or, that I'm probably going to use those 3 horses.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, in the past, you've got they've had a lot of, pretty obvious choices for big races like Santa Anita Derby, but I don't think it's that obvious this time around at all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. What do you think, Charisse?
I'm going with Robusta.
Wow.
I had her the last time. She was 67-1. She just missed.
Yeah.
I mean, Doug O'Neill and Jaramillo. I mean, you got to get them while they're hot in this business, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're hot. They're hot. And I think we'll get a decent price on her, maybe 10-1. I don't know, but I'll probably use So Happy. I've always loved So Happy.
Yeah.
So Happy, and probably throw Potente in, but
wow. Yeah.
Interesting that. Oh, never mind. JJ's on Potente. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, JJ's on Potente and Giroux is on Cherokee Nation.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting race.
We have, don't forget, this weekend, at least on FanDuel, I saw we have future book bets for Kentucky Derby again. I think it's the 3rd round. Yeah. So,
and what's you guys' thought on TVG closing shop up? Joe Talamo, his last day is June 30th. What do you think about that?
Well, my opinion is that they realize that they're, I think like any large company, and you certainly know this, Mike, they're going to look at, it's a cost benefit analysis. And so I think what they look at is, okay, we have got a cable network entity here, like a lot of the networks, and they have to look at it and say, what is it bringing in? I mean, how are we benefiting by this? Because we're spending money on all these employees, all the camera people, all the announcers, the production guys, everybody that brings this to life, and their studios in Culver City. You look at all this stuff and you just think, all right, what is that bringing in? Is it bringing in more money? Or are people that much more interested in racing just to see those people in the paddock talking to people, or bringing the races to them, and Todd Schrupp and Simon and Matty Carruthers and all that? I mean, look, Mike, we've grown up with it over the years. With TVG now, it's like 27 years. And so everybody that grew up with TVG and HRTV, they said, okay, well, this is the way we do it. We got a station that shows horse racing. We've got it on cable TV. And, none of those really matter much anymore. If you look at, all you have to do is look at any other sports or news networks, and you're going to find that all of those sports and news networks, a lot of them lose money. If they didn't have the drug companies to give them that sponsorship money, they'd be in trouble, Mike. I mean, you watch. I mean, you tune in on Saturday when you've got the basketball NCAA men's. There, it's like drug commercial, McDonald's drug commercial, Coca-Cola, and then the next one might be drug commercial, something else, drug commercial, drug commercial. And then occasionally they'll mix in something about Bear Aspirin, which is a drug company. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Or they'll mix in a sinus relief like, Flonase, which again is drugs. It's insane what they do on the, and so probably FanDuel looked at it and said, I mean, if you look at all the ads that were on there, I mean, TVG was famous for Joe Theismann and super beta prostate relief. It's like that. I mean, if that's who you're relying on to support your station, or Acorn chairlifts, to get you up and down the stairs, and and Dr. Scholl's. I mean, if those are the people that you are trying to get you to the next level, it's not going to work. It's much better to just do it on an app and roll it up. And I think they realize that we could save a hell of a lot more money just rolling on without cable at all, and just get the app and watch it on the app, and you're going to hear it just like they do like tonight. If we're bopping around, we go to the sports book and we want to play Japan racing. We're gonna hear music in between racing, or whatever crazy people they have in the paddock in Australia. So.
Hey, Mike, have you looked at FanDuel Predicts?
No. What is that?
Yeah. Okay, California has found a way to do sports betting.
Yeah.
There's Kalshi.
Yeah.
KALSHI. We already made our Masters future book bets on that in California. They're called predictions. They're not called bets.
Yep.
Wow.
And if you sign up, and I'm doing a free plug for FanDuel Predicts, if you sign up, you automatically get $25 in your account.
Yep.
And Caroline told me that last weekend. So I signed up right there at Los Al. Sure enough, you get 25 in, and just playing with it. There are some sports you can't bet. I know you can't bet golf on FanDuel Predicts, but you can on Kalshi.
Sure. Yeah.
And yes, so you're getting around. You are betting sports. You're probably not getting quite the same odds you would get on an MGM or something.
Right. About the same. About the same.
Arizona. About the same. Okay.
And here's the loophole, Mike, because you're probably looking at this like, okay, how can they do this? So by calling it predictions, and there's no house. See, that's the difference. When you're betting, like if we go down to the lobby here at our hotel and go into the sports book and bet $5 on Rory McIlroy to win the Masters for a future book, the odds are set by the hotel sports book, and they are the ones that have the money that you're betting with. They are the bookie, if you will. This is pari-mutuel betting, just like horse racing. So
you're predicting.
So what you're doing is I'm predicting, again, horse racing hasn't entered this sphere yet. But again, in California, you don't need it because we can still do it, thankfully, and hopefully forever. But with sports, it was always the house. And because we're so close to Vegas and the Indian tribes, they're like, oh, no. We don't want to share any of the betting money. But you can predict that Arizona is going to win the NCAA championship. And the odds for that prediction are plus 700, let's say. Okay, that's fine. But it's me betting against you, betting against Charisse, just like horse racing. I'm betting the 3 horse, she's betting the 5 horse, you're betting the 6 horse. And,
gotcha.
And what they do is they just take a vig off the top. So FanDuel's predicts takes about 2%. Kalshi takes between 1 and 1.5%. So when you make your bet,
Money comes out.
it comes out right there. So if you make a $10 bet, then it'll show that you have maybe $1.50 less from that $10 bet.
Yeah.
It's more like
That's
more like
10%.
it's more like an $11.50 bet, where
Mhm.
150 comes out of your account, but you're still betting the 10. They're taking that 150. Thank you very much, for the cost of doing business. So
Wow. Wow. No, I
Well,
had not heard of that.
here's an
Yeah.
example on the FanDuel Predicts site the other night at Los Al. I made a $5 win future bet prediction on the Ducks to win the Stanley Cup, right? Because our son-in-law is a big Ducks fan. I said, I'm
Mhm.
going to throw $5. Well, not only took the $5 out, it took $2 out for the bet. Sorry. That's 40%.
Yeah, that's 40%.
That's
That's
40%.
heavy.
Now,
Yeah.
if I had done like a multiple thing where I bet this, then say I bet the Angels to win the World Series, would it have just taken the 2 or would it have taken more? I mean, that's more than 1 or 2%, right? I mean, it's taking a
you might
chunk.
you might want to look at that again, because I don't
Yeah,
think
I
it's
took
gonna.
5 and then 2.
Okay.
Took $7 out of the account.
All right. Okay. We'll take a look at it though, because what it does is it takes a percentage out, or maybe if it's too small a bet, it'll take a standard amount. So if you're only making a $5 bet, they might
Oh,
take
that's
2
true.
out of it. If
Yeah.
you're making a $20 bet, it might go on the percentages. They probably have a minimum of what they're going to take. So
Mhm.
because they
Wow.
don't want, they don't want people betting $1 on Arizona to win.
Yeah.
And they're
Right.
taking, 12 cents out of the dollar.
They don't
Right.
want me to play, Mike, is the bottom line.
Darn it. I'm going to have to
Ain't
call
no way they're
somebody
taking
down there.
40%. They'll never survive if they're taking 40%.
Yeah.
That's guys with crooked noses take 40%.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. There you go. And I
So,
want to tell you something else. You guys, tomorrow it's going to be something interesting happening. Talking about this whole thing is Todd Schrupp is going to give his first interview with Horse Racing Nation tomorrow
Wow.
about all this. Yeah, no,
How do we watch it?
you have to watch it online. Yeah,
On
it's Horse Racing Nation. I don't know what time it is. I just kind of saw it on Twitter, and I think it's going to finally come out, what's going on with him.
Good.
So,
okay. All right.
what is
yeah.
what's the X? What is the handle for horse race? HRN?
Yeah, it's HR. I'll look at it again, and
Okay.
I'll see if I can. Because I got it off of Twitter. I'll see if I can forward the link to you.
Okay.
I'll see if I
Sounds
can
good.
do that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we would like to listen to that live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So anyway, just letting you know.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of this stuff's going to come out as time goes by about how things ended up shaking out with all the TVG and FanDuel stuff. So,
Yep.
anyways, all right. Well, hey, it's been a good remote deal here. our secret location in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And,
We got to
Hey,
go.
Steve.
I'm hungry. It's dinner time.
no,
Yeah, it is
Okay.
dinner time, but we got a big show coming up here in about 3 weeks, right?
Yes.
You got it.
For the
Yeah.
Derby.
Yep, we've got some great handicappers on board. We're going to have a good time, and it's going to be a blast. I can hardly wait for us to make it happen.
That'll be
Yes.
fun. I'm going to put
Yes.
out another nagging text because I still haven't heard confirmation from 2 of the 5. So
Yeah, it's not nagging, and they want to be on. So they all told me that they want to be on. So which is fantastic, and that they love being on the show. So
yeah, we
Good.
just got to set the date and time, and then we'll
Yes.
release it. We want to release it by like Thursday night.
yes, ma'am.
Definitely.
Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
to get that out pretty early, I would think,
Yeah.
because you don't want to. We risk the late scratches, but it's much better to get it out so people have that information. So
Yeah.
Yes.
we'll do it a little early that week for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
after the post position draw, maybe that same night or the
Monday.
next. It was Monday. Okay, I thought it was Wednesday.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll get it out early.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, everybody. Well, at A Kiss for Luck, we'd like to say goodbye, everybody. Have a great racing weekend, and we're on the way to the Derby. Good luck.
Bye.
All righty.